Moving on with our linear functions unit, we are going to take a look at using slope. Slope is another word for rate of change, and rate of change is the ratio that compares the change in the y value to the change in the x value. So to take a look at what rate of change looks like, we are going to find the rate of change for each time period here. So from 1988 to 1990, we're going to take 1990's y value of 25 and we're going to subtract 1988's y value of 25. So 25 minus 25 is 0. So the change in y there is 0. And then this change is 2 years. So 0 divided by 2 is 0. So this change was 0 per year. Then we're going to go and look at the next set. This is a change of 4. And in years, that is 1 year. So 4 divided by 1 is 4 per year. And cost in cents, so that's 4 cents per year. And then next we have 37 to 29, so that would be a change in 8. And the years would be 13 there. So we have 8 cents per 13 years. And then our last one is 37 to 42, so that's a change in 5. And our years are changing by 4. So that one is 5 cents every 4 years. And we can divide them out. 5 over 4 would be 1 1/4, which is 1.25. So this one changed $1.25 per year. And then this one we could do 8 divided by 13, which comes out to be about 62 cents. So this one is about 62 cents per year. All right, so that's how you find rate of change. Then we're going to talk about rise and run. We've been talking about that. We talked about it in pre-algebra, so this isn't very new to you, but just for a refresher, the rise is your difference in y values. Going up is positive and down is negative. The run is the difference in your x values, and that's positive moves to the right, and if it's negative, it moves to the left. So rise over run is also slope, which is difference in y over the difference in your x. So you can see this called rate of change. You can see it called slope. You can see it called rise over run. You can see the change in the y over the change in the x. So lots of different things that mean the same exact. So you could be given a graph and asked to find the slope. So if that's the case, you simply find the rise over run. So you pick one point and you move to the other point. So I'm going to start here at this top one. I'm going to go down and then I'm going to go over. So I have to figure out how many I went down, and it looks like that's 3. So down 3 here. And then I move to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So my rise was down 3, which would be negative. And my run was 4 to the right, which would be positive. So my slope is negative 3/4. This graph, we have lots of choices to pick for points. So you're just going to pick 2 points and go from one to the other. So I'm going to pick these 2. I'm going to go up and then I'm going to go over. Looks like I'm going up 1 and I'm going to go over 2. So you got to be careful. Down here looking, it goes from 2 to 4. But on the side, it goes from 3 to 4. So make sure you're paying attention to the intervals on the axis. So my rise was 1, and I went up, so it's positive. And then I went to the right 2, so my run is 2, so my slope is 1/2. Here we have this blue line. It only gives us one green dot, but we can pick another green dot. I'm going to make a pink dot, but it can be there. So for rise, I don't have to go up or down anything. So my rise is going to be 0. I'm not changing that, but I am going to run over 2 and I went to the right. So positive 2. So 0 divided by 2 is going to be 0. So I want you to pay special attention to that. Anytime there's a horizontal line, the slope is 0. So you don't have to figure out what the rise and the run are and then simplify. If it's a horizontal line, the slope is 0. All right, and then for a vertical line, we are going to pick 2 dots. I'm going to pick here and here. So my rise, 1, 2, 3, is up 3, but I don't have to go over anything, so my run is going to be 0. You can't take something and divide by 0, so this is what's called undefined. So anytime you see a vertical line, you know that the slope is undefined. You don't have to show the rise over the run. All right, and then for the slope formula, you want to write this down and have it, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And what that means is that you're going to have 2 points, so you're not going to have a picture now, you're just going to have the 2 points given. And the first points are going to be your number 1s, and the second point are going to be your number 2s. So you're going to take y from your second point and minus y from your first, and then you're going to take x from your second point and minus x from your first, and that will give you your rise over your run. So for this one, these will be my 1s and these will be my 2s. So y out of my second point is -4, minus y out of the first point is 1, and then x out of my second point is -1, and x out of my first minus x out of my first is 9. So simplify, I have -5 on the top, and I have -10 on the bottom. 2 negatives make a positive, and 5 over 10 would reduce to 1/2. So my slope is 1/2 on that line. The next one is 5, 3, and -1/15. So again, I'm just going to number, these are my 1s, these are my 2s. So y out of that second is 15 minus y out of the first is 3. X out of the second is -1 minus x out of the first is 5. Simplify, 15 minus 3 would be 12. -1 minus 5 would be -6. Positive divided by negative is going to be a negative, and 12 divided by 6 will be 2. So my slope of this line is -2. So the difference between a negative and a positive slope here, negative is going to go down as you read left to right. So you always know it's going to be negative if you see a picture like that, and it's going to be positive if it goes uphill from left to right. So this will be positive, this will be negative, and remember, straight across, the slope is 0, straight up and down, the slope is undefined.